So we've been talking a little bit about and looking at some different exponential functions, but in specific today we're going to really focus on this continuous function and how that's different from this annual function. Okay, so let's say, for example, what would the value of an account be if $10,000 is put in the account, it earns 5% interest compounded annually, and is left for 7 years? So since this is annually, we're going to somehow write P equals P naught times A to the T. And remember, A equals 1 plus our rate. So here, instead of P, maybe we'll use A for account. Let's say the account then is worth the initial amount, so $10,000, times A is 1 plus R. Well, if the rate is 5%, A would be 1.05 raised to the 7th power. And so what we'd get to the nearest cent following order of operations would be $14,071, and it actually rounds to exactly 0 cents. And so I want to talk about that compounding and what's happening. Well, what happens is you have this $10,000, and then all of a sudden at the end of the year we're adding 5% to it. But the reality is things don't necessarily just grow or compound or have the amount hit at exactly one time. Sometimes it actually grows continuously. So let's see what would happen if we use the continuous function, meaning that this account is constantly earning money. What we would get? And so we want to write P equals P naught E to the KT. And remember, K is actually the exact rate in decimal form. So if we use maybe account instead of P, the account would equal 10,000 E to the 0.05 times 7. And using our calculator to evaluate this, you really want to do this number first. So the way you maybe want to use this in your calculator, A equals 10,000 E to the 0.35 would equal $14,190.68. And so what you should notice is that the continuous amount actually is more than the just regular annual amount. And that's because if something's growing continuously, as things are being added, your interest is naturally going to compound more. So let's look at an example that's not necessarily money, but more a biology example. Let's say a treatment is issued to a bacteria, causing the bacteria to decrease at a continuous hourly rate of 7%. If the initial amount was 40,000, write a function that could be used to measure the amount of cells left after any number of hours t. So I'm going to use B for bacteria. So the bacteria would equal B naught E to the KT. And I know that I'm using this formula because it's growing continuously. So B naught would represent the initial value. So far B equals 40,000 E to the KT. And so what we need to think about is, well, what would actually be K? And remember, if we're using the continuous growth model, we don't do that 1 plus or the 1 minus. Instead, we just write the percentage as a positive or negative value. And so here, since we're decreasing, 7% would be 0.07, but we want to make it negative to represent the decrease. So B equals 40,000 E to the negative 0.07 t. So now we've got a model, and we can tell for any number of hours, because remember, we're using an hourly rate. For any number of hours, how many bacteria would be left? So if we want to know how many are left after 10 hours, B equals 40,000 e to the negative 0.07 times 10. And using our calculator, that comes out to 19,863. And I'm going to round to the nearest bacteria cells.